The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Outside the Booth, where we talk to DJs about their life and experiences. I go by the name of DJ Kamish, who unfortunately I'm not in the studio today, but I will be back very, very soon. So I'm joined in studio by BX, the lovely BX.
Hey now.
Mr. 212 himself, DJ Knuckles, is in the building.
Yes.
And I promise y'all I will be back. I promise y'all I will be back, and I will be back very, very soon. It is kind of whack, especially for today's episode. It's really whack that I'm not there. So I want to apologize in advance to our guest who is sitting in the studio across from BX and from Mr. Knuckles, DJ Knuckles. He is also a Harlem resident.
Yes.
Right? He's also one of Harlem's finest. And unlike some of our other guests in the past, I feel like we all known this guy for at least 15, maybe 20 years.
I can account for that. I can account for that one.
You can account for that as well,
yes.
right?
Actually, this is the first time we've actually known someone for the same amount of time.
I think so. And that's why I wanted to make sure I give him his props on that. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only DJ Big Ray is in the building.
Yes. Welcome, Ray.
Shout out to DJ Big Ray. Good to see you, my dude. You here? Good to meet you.
What is up, man?
You, what's good?
How you feeling?
Man, I was just telling BX, this is like the weekend right now for us.
Yes.
May month, graduations, weddings, all kinds of parties. So we're right in that in-between time where it's like, for us, the weekends start literally on Wednesdays and Thursdays for us.
Mm-hmm.
B, Commissioner, I didn't even tell you when I came in. I came in after him. I saw his plane outside. He parked right there on Broadway. There's two people watching it right now. He said, "Yo, I'll be back in an hour." You know what I mean?
It was right next to his helicopter. That's parked right as he flew in after me and said, "Yo, I'll be in 5 minutes."
I can't. But welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Knuckles had called you Mr. Harlem. He was calling you. He gave you the name Mr. Harlem because you're all over Harlem.
I appreciate
right now. So round of applause for you right there.
Appreciate
taking all your time from Harlem and bringing it here to sit with us. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
When we talk about Harlem and you have DJ Knuckles and Big Ray sitting right across from one another, that means there's a whole lot of stories coming out of this episode about Uptown. And just a perspective on both sides, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Of course, it's about Ray today.
Yeah, it's about Ray today. But before we get started, and Commissioner, I'm sorry, before you ask him how he got his name, I need to know how many parties have the three of you or at least two of you done at a time together? Because I know you guys had to at one time collab on a couple of parties.
That would probably be more of Commish. When I pass by Ray's joints, there's a crowd outside. The line is outside. They don't let me in.
Brother, really tried it today. So Knuckles doesn't know this because he was the all-star DJ for a crew that did parties, which I'm gonna blow his mind right now, which he's gonna forget.
Lord.
They're called Distinguished Gentlemen. I knew he was going to start laughing once I said that name.
Who's that? Who are the Distinguished
Well, let's go back.
Gentlemen?
It was in the 1800s. So the Distinguished Gentlemen were my family. My cousin, he wanted to put something together to where we could start doing parties and get our cousins together. I have a lot of cousins.
Yes, sure does.
And we could not get our family together unless someone passed. You know how our African American system is. And we tried to change that narrative, and it was going great. And he created Distinguished Gentlemen before he got to me. It was out in Pennsylvania. He was doing big parties. He had 2 or 3 DJs out there. DJ Damage, big shout out to him. Mel Star and Ty Boogie. Everybody was
all of y'all were part of the Distinguished Gentlemen?
Yeah.
Why can't I say that word?
Distinguished Gentleman.
I don't know,
and he would do the black affairs, white affairs. Long story short, but yeah, we was doing it big from Pennsylvania all up and down the East Coast. My birthday parties was in Switzerland. My birthday parties was in Florida.
Oh, that's dope.
We was doing all kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
And he's still moving. He just
and you were there. So he's older than you.
I don't think so.
Ray,
I'm 55.
Same age.
Yeah, no, he's older than me.
Same age.
And you had to bring that up. See how she?
Because I call you the grandfather of the DJ, so I'm surprised to see some. But Ray, you look amazing if you're older than him. You look good too, Knuckles.
Thanks.
I'm just saying, I didn't know he looked older.
All
that he was
look good.
Yeah, Commish, you look great, Commish. You look about 27.
Commish look like he's about 26.
Yeah, Commish is. You know why?
Here I am in the screen with more grades than everybody in the room.
Listen, but you have younger features because you're the one in the room that doesn't have any children that will. And
he's never been married. He's never been married. He doesn't know kids, so that's why he looks young. I mean, goodness gracious, this guy's living a good life. Goodness gracious.
No, that automatically, it makes me a little bit younger, a little bit. I got a couple of more hours of sleep than everybody else.
Yeah, maybe.
Except for when you were working. That's it.
But what
DJs are offsets,
But what Knuckles doesn't remember is I used to open up for them. So they were like the DJs, and then Dre used to just bring me in, coming from Hall. He's like, yo, take a ride with me. Come on. And just open up for the DJs, whatever the case may be. So these guys, they were the big, they were the big DJs. I've always been like that from when I first started. I never was like the spotlight DJ. Like these guys were like the spotlight DJs. I would either open or close, or if they were running late or whatever was going on, I just come in, Ray was always reliable, always dependable, always there just to, get the party going. And these guys come in and they do their thing.
That is crazy.
Do you remember him doing that for you?
And honestly, no, because
I knew he
it was just so much. It was just always so much going
over 20
on.
years ago. This is
That's
over
crazy.
This is back in the 90s.
Was 25? Yeah, that's over 25.
Yeah.
20 something.
That's dope. That's dope. So how did you get your name?
DJ Big Ray?
Yeah.
So it's not even really a DJ thing, but it just became a DJ thing.
That's what I was just about to say. I was like, I don't remember you. When I first met you, I don't remember you as DJ Big Ray. I just knew you as Big Ray.
Whole thing. Commish.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Okay, so
I wish Commish was in here.
So
look at Commish's space now. Now you got
Commish.
it. Yes, Commish. Yes.
He never looked at me. So
yes, Commish. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
So Commish was about to say it. So it was Big Ray Productions.
Okay.
So there's two parts. So it's DJ Big Ray and then it's Big Ray Productions. So back with another crew that I worked with back in the late 90s and the 2000s was Black Diamonds.
Okay.
Another big party, that they used to do.
Wait a minute, you started with them?
So getting to what you was talking about, what you was about to say with Big Ray Productions, with DJ Big Ray, of course we got paid to DJ. But back in these days, especially for us as either opening DJs or guest DJs that either came in for these guys or, hey, what are you doing? Can you come in? This guy can't make whatever the case may be. They would give, for a lot of people wouldn't know, they would give the DJs a guest list to get paid. So that's how we got paid. They didn't give us just a flat.
Right. It's who you could bring in.
You got to bring the crowd with you.
Exactly. So that's where a lot of DJs now, where it doesn't add 2 + 2 it doesn't make any sense to them because the DJ is the one who brought the crowd. You hired the DJ because you knew he
was going to rock out.
Not just rock out, but he had a following. That's what you based on. That's why you had an opening DJ, your middle, and then your closer, because it was, records and crates. You had your reggae DJ, you had your opening, and so that was a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And with each DJ, he brought his crowd to whatever you was doing. Black Diamonds. I can go on with a list of a bunch of names, but they were the ones who inspired me to start Big Ray Productions because I used to bring 70, 80, 100 people. So they used to be like, yo, who is this DJ Big Ray?
Right.
Like, they giving me a check money for more than what some of the promoters is getting at the end of the night because my numbers is there. And they like, yo, I got to get
And
this
you were
guy.
getting paid per person.
Correct.
That's dope.
So if I'm bringing 100 people and they giving me $5, they got to give me $500.
Right.
Some of the promoters is not even going home with $500.
Correct.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Back in those days, that was a lot of money.
Because they got 4 or 5 people they got to pay out as a team of people. So before they pay out everybody, we got to take it to DJ. Oh, DJ Big Ray. Who is this? So Derek at the time, he was like, you know what? You got a huge following. You got a lot of people. you should start doing your own parties. And I never thought about that as opposed to getting money to just DJ and getting $500-$600. Now I'm gonna get 5,000-6,000 because I can translate my people. Forget about $5 a person.
That's all you.
Now it's 20, 30, right? And now I just hire the DJ to DJ for us, and that's where Commissioner was about to say where he met me as Big Ray Productions.
That's awesome. That was awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna say this. I need to give you your flowers on that. I don't think anybody understood the game quite like you did, as far as a DJ is concerned. I don't think
bomb for Big Ray for that one, please, Rick. Yeah. That was crazy. That you started the parties. Dang, that's crazy.
I mean, so there was DJs that were doing that, but we really didn't know how to do that quite like Big Ray did. Like he really understood that to the point where it was like, I don't even have to DJ. It doesn't matter if I'm on the bill or not.
Right.
You know, my following is where it's at.
Right.
And your customers trusted you.
Of course.
And the customers trusted him. I will say this: there were a lot of times where he wasn't on the bill, and let's talk about that real quick because I know we got to go to a break in a few minutes. But how were you able to not be on the bill, still bring out that many people, and they still trusted you, regardless of who the DJ was?
So that's a good question because again, there's what a lot of people even today don't understand the business part, right? So the business part is the most important part. And when people go out, especially back in our time in the 90s, early 2000s, people were into having a good time. That's what they wanted.
That's what we wanted.
So as long as you provided that, there was no social media. So obviously there was all the parties, there was 7 Day, there was all of these platforms where people wanted to be seen. People wanted to show that they were here at this night, and this so-called celebrity or whoever just happens to come in. And of course, you know, because we know so many people.
Yeah.
I worked for the NBA, for the NFL, for all these different, FUBU, all these companies that were coming up in the 90s. And I either went to school, went to college, was around these people. They know me for doing parties all the time. So when they're in town, when they're around, whether their husbands are there, their wives, hey, Ray is doing a party, blah, blah, come to it. And then, of course, that's just a chain reaction where other people
word of mouth.
So all of these people, like he said, like Knuckles said, they're coming to these parties and they're like, who is this Big Ray? Like, and then, of course, when you meet me, if you can't get along with me, you can't get along with nobody.
That's a fact.
Because there is no, like, there's nothing about me where you'd be like, there's none of that. Like, I show love. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you need, what you want. I'm always there to make sure. And that's what the DJs
cater
too.
To everybody.
And that goes for my DJs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, because I'm a DJ, I take care of my DJs.
Right.
I make sure that they're good. You know what I'm saying? Need something to drink. Kamish, he know. Forget about drinks. Back in the Ciroc days, here's a bottle of Ciroc for you and your friends. Blah, blah, blah. When you finish DJing, I got a table set up. Make everybody have a good time. And now, again, that virus spreads to everybody where everybody knows. Listen, when you come, and I used to always tell my DJs there, I don't care if there's 5 people here or 5,000 people here. You DJ like it's always 5,000 people here. You know what I'm saying? There's never
who's in there.
Exactly. Because those same people that come, the 20 people, we only had 50 people that came. That's okay. Next week, there's 100, next 300. Then you got everybody coming like, and I can't tell you how many spots because I've always been the person that I'm not into. Okay, so this is the hot club that you're at. This is the hot club. I don't want those clubs. I'm take this place that nobody knows about.
And you're going to blow it up.
And I'm going to make this the spot. And now all these people is like, oh yeah, every time we want to all go over here. Now everybody's coming over here because, and that's the way I've always been.
And that's how I met you.
Correct.
I met you at one of those side parties. Like Athena was like, yo, we're going to this party. I was like, who's that? She's like, oh, my friend Ray. I was like, who the hell's Ray? So when I see Ray, he got on a suit. You always had on a suit. Every time you see Ray, he's in a suit. He always has some fly glasses on. Frame game was always on point. Always. His frames is always on point.
Because it's about presentation.
Right. Suits is always on point. As soon as he greets everybody, man, woman, whoever, the same. He introduced himself. He's shaking your hands. He's asking you, where are you? While you in there partying, you coming over, you making sure everybody's having a good time. And like, he's just so personable that, you just can't hate him.
That's right. I mean, yes. Yeah, if you hate me, then you hate yourself.
You know what? I ain't mad at that. But we're about to take a break. We're going to come back with more with Big Ray, DJ Commish, DJ Knuckle. I'm your girl, BX. And this is Outside the Booth. We'll be right back.
The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
All right, we're back. Outside the booth, DJ Commish, BX, DJ Knuckles. We all in the screen, and so is Big Ray. He's about to be back on the screen, right? And Big Ray, I gotta ask you. We had touched a little bit on your expertise in the promoting game, but exactly when did you get started? Like, how did you even get started into music, and which even led to promoting?
Okay, so just to not take up too much time, you remember the song "Jam on It"? Jam on it.
Yeah.
That was my family that produced that record.
Get out of here.
So,
really?
Yes.
That's
You
So
know how many pair of Pro Cats I went through dancing to that record?
that was the whole purpose, because way before y'all heard it in 84 and 82, we used to be at my aunt's house, studio, practicing. They used to be going through everything, breakdancing, doing everything that you see in that video.
Yeah.
2 years of practicing of everything that you.
So are you in the video?
No. Funny story. I was on punishment when they shot the video.
What did
you
punishment? Wait, I gotta know how you get on punishment before the video.
So my mother's punishment was I couldn't go to the video that week when I got
wow.
So I'm not. So my whole family, you'll see my cousins, everybody is all in the video, and I'm not.
Except you.
That is
a true story.
You remember what you did?
That's a true story.
Do you
You remember what you did to get sick or to get in trouble like that?
I was bad. When I was young, I was a bad kid. I used to do so much, but yeah, I deserved it. Whatever it was, I deserved it.
Your punishment was just the video, or you was out? Because that was like the big summer record. You was on punishment for the summer, or just
no, not for the summer.
Just for the video.
Go, because that was a big thing. They shot. I come from the Lower East Side. That was a big thing, and yeah. It was nope, you gonna miss this. And all my friends, everybody was all in the video. And nope, Ray is not.
Probably the meanest bass line I've ever heard in a record, old school record in my life, yo.
That's crazy.
So my cousin,
record, on a sound system, that record's still coming clean.
Oh God.
Yeah. That bass line, doom, 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 doom. Yeah, once that comes in. But my cousin, similar to looking at these crates, well, not your coffin here.
Mm-hmm.
So my cousin in his house had the chains that would hang from his ceiling down,
Mm-hmm.
and it was suspended in air. And
The turntables.
Yeah, and he used to have the little step ladder for me to get up on it and I used to go through his vinyl, and like you said, once I got that
was it. That's what made you want to be you fell in love. Love at
DJ.
first touch of the vinyl.
Fell in love with DJ.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Picker and needle at DATs.
So how was it with your mom finding out that you were a DJ, that you wanted to be a DJ? Was she like, no, that's not a job?
No, because
she loved it.
Yeah, because my family's always been musically inclined the whole time.
Okay.
So that was the thing. Like I said, it was every week at the house. Some type of form of dancing, music, videos, filming. That's back with the Betamax and the VCRs and the big giant camera. Like, goodness, it's about the size of this whole studio was a camera back then.
You don't miss carrying the crates?
Carrying crates.
I have to ask that question because I love y'all. I have to do a reel where every time I ask one of the DJs, do you miss carrying the crates? Y'all all have that same reaction, like, hell no. You don't miss carrying crates.
Yo, Commish, do you remember having to go get the crates? Where we had to get them from? We had to rob the supermarkets.
Yeah. So I had a supermarket behind my house. So I didn't have to go far. You know what I mean? Like, it was just on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
And don't crack the handle. And you can't find another one. And that's your good crate. So now you got to use this pinch. Calluses.
Right.
Everywhere. Oh
Carry
my God.
Yeah, that's one of the best things about digital spaces.
Really?
Those days are over.
Commish said he's never going back to vinyl. He said never. Do you still have vinyl?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I even have people that come and buy vinyl from me. Like I got a bunch of
You
guys.
sell your vinyl. So I hope it's multiple records. Like you have copies.
No, there's some pieces I'll never get back again.
Wow.
They come and buy it.
Like
I have no use for, whatever they're going to do with it, they go ahead.
Do with it.
I don't, that stuff doesn't mean anything to me. They're just items.
I still got mine.
So what do you think about vinyl making a comeback? Like the artists now re-releasing their albums like Usher, Mary, all of these superstar artists are now, and Beyonce, they're now going on vinyl. Do you think that's for them to cut into this streaming where, they're doing all these streams but not making the money like what Snoop was talking about? Or do you think it's just a trendy thing?
Yeah, to me, it's just more aesthetics. It's more, just the look. People like to see it because you're not we're talking about platinum and gold records back in. No company is releasing 1 million units of vinyl no more. That's never going to happen again.
Never.
Right. So if they release a few thousand, then that's about it. And it'll be, like we said, collectors items or whatever the case may be. But as far as just aesthetics and the look, that's cute. That's nice. It's nice to look at. I look at it on YouTube. I see a bunch of guys. They got the 45s and it gets my competitive juices flowing a little. Sometimes I'll get up and I'll be like, oh yeah, let me.
Have you played that record room like that?
Say it again.
Have you played that record room and other vinyl spaces like that?
I've been approached with a few people, but again, it got to be worth it. It got to, if they want that, they got to pay for that.
No, but the vinyl is there for you. Would you go if the vinyl was there for you already?
As long as I ain't got to do no work.
You ain't got to. All you got to do is show up and play the vinyl.
I'm all with it then. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's a go. Yeah.
Okay.
But the work, no. All right. I lifted. No, those days over.
Listen. So I'm going to do this thing where I ask for a friend. I'm going to ask you a question for a friend. Before getting married, Mr. Big Ray, how hard was it? How hard was it? How hard was it for you to stay focused on your craft when these women are just constantly throwing themselves at you all the time? I'm just asking for a friend because they want to know why a lot of women don't trust you DJs outside, because you don't come off as trustworthy because of your job. Okay. So how did you juggle that?
So funny thing that you said that, because a job is a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the guy who does French fries at McDonald's cheats on his wife the same way that a DJ would, right? There's nothing different as far as a DJ, a McDonald's worker, or corporate office. It doesn't matter what you do. If you're a cheater, you're a cheater.
Sir.
What? I'm giving you a very honest answer.
That is no, ain't nobody throwing themselves at the French fry guy in McDonald's.
You are outside.
You bugging. You gotta figure out what part of the country you in.
You know how many orders of free French fries have gone past that counter?
Wait, so you're associating just the DJ?
I just want to. I'm just saying you are a celebrity to people outside.
Celebrities is in the corporate office. Celebrities is any manager. It doesn't matter. A person of power, a person that's doing something, women are going to be attracted. Now, if you're asking about the man, myself personally, it's a mindset. I have no interest in any women sexually, other than like what we said, dealing with them on a, hey, how you doing? Everything's good on that level. But as far as that piece, as far as women and what they can do, I'm so past that. That's not.
I'm saying in the beginning, not now. In the beginning. Before you were married. That's why I was specific.
Oh, I thought you were talking about after.
No, not after. Because, of course, after you're an older man now, you've had a lot of experiences. Right. So I just want to know, in the beginning, when you got into that DJ field and you were feeling yourself and women are feeling you and you're DJ Big Ray and you outside, you're single. Right. How was it managing your DJ career with these women throwing themselves at you all the time? And what if you did have a girlfriend on the side or whatever? How were they taking Big Ray? So,
I mean, it's the same thing. It's about respect, right? Mm-hmm. It's always about respect.
Yeah, respect at 27.
I mean, you respect the craft, you respect the game. You can't have 4 or 5 women and you're DJing somewhere and then Knuckles knows, Commission knows. You can't, it's going to be a problem.
Y'all not going to keep the secret? You're not going to keep a secret?
It's not us. That's the problem.
Right. It's you're creating unnecessary problems if you don't respect your job or what you do. You know,
how you keep a secret if there's 5 or 6 people in the same room?
I'm just saying. I'm saying if you know he's dating someone, and you see he has his girlfriend, we're still speaking 20s, so I don't take it serious like that. Right. But I'm just saying, if you all are friends and you're like, yo, Big Ray got somebody today. Oh, he got another joint today. It's like you're not keeping that secret. It's a man code. It's the code. I just want to know how you navigated through that DJ era, because you were you DJing in suits too, the way you were promoting?
No, definitely not.
So you was like real fly all the time though when you was DJing.
I'm in DJ mode. Yeah, you know, there's DJ mode and then there's promoter mode.
Okay.
So when I'm DJing, that's DJing. When I'm promoting, that's just a whole different, it's different hats.
Which one did you?
I'm not wearing a suit unless it's a corporate event.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or
like a wedding. Like tomorrow, I'm DJing a wedding. I'm DJing a wedding tomorrow. I'm be suited, so the occasion as far as a DJ. But promoting, yes, a promoter, yes, the look of a promoter, you're supposed to play the part. You know?
Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer DJing or do you prefer promoting?
DJing, but money-wise, promoting.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like to make people feel good when you're on the set.
That's what I'm there for.
Okay.
That's my job. My job is to make sure that those people have the best time, and when they leave out, they be like, yeah.
That was a party.
What's his number? Like, I need his contact information. This guy.
What's one of the craziest things you've ever witnessed, whether it be on your DJ hat or under your promoter's hat? What's the craziest thing you've ever seen at one of your parties?
Wow.
You know what?
Rolodex.
I'd love to hear this answer too. I mean, I tend to feel like it would be on the promoter side, but we never see. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's been on both sides, so I just want to see from being.
No, but I was thinking that too. Maybe
he's
the promoter
in the booth
side.
and outside the booth. Like, what do you see as a promoter outside the booth that was crazy?
Okay, so from the DJ aspect, only because we're down here, we're all the way downtown at Wall Street. For those who don't know, this is where we're shooting at it on Wall Street. So 50 Wall Street, which is only a couple blocks from here, back in the 90s, I used to work for Lehman Brothers, and there was, of course, this is the 90s, white people, and they all used to group together and had this penthouse that I used to DJ at their parties.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say I've been around some crazy.
I ain't gonna hold you. They look like Diddy quotes.
Some crazy.
Listen. I used to work for Goldman Sachs, so I think I know where he's going with this.
Right.
It was that crazy.
Yeah. It's
some things can happen. Let's put it like that. It can happen.
Yeah. It's just while things are going on.
Yeah.
Again, and just to touch on that, because we ain't gonna even speak on that. But yes, on the Diddy things and all that. Again, the only thing for me, and I'm sure Commission Knuckles can relate to this, it's amazing to me how people just act like they're oblivious to these things that were going on.
Mm-hmm.
These things have, I hate when people always act like, oh my God, I can't believe it. These things have always been going on.
Right.
But there was social media. That's the only difference.
That's the only thing. The camera's always on.
Exactly.
The camera's always on.
These things, they happen right in front of you. And it was just a matter of a line of, are you going to do that or you're not?
Mm-hmm.
And I always err on the side of, okay, y'all are like, we're here, but there's a line and y'all are bugging now going, I come back on this side.
Right.
But these things have always been going on.
Well, remember back in the days, Wendy Williams there was no social media way back then.
And she used to talk about
but she knew everything and people were telling her everything. So everything was still word of mouth. It's just now there's a lens to capture these moments.
Exactly.
So what do you think about the digital world and the way the journalism and things like that are going in this way to make everything so dramatic or negative?
Well, it's the gift and the curse, right? Mm-hmm. It's great because from DJing to promoting, it has advanced so much. Mm-hmm. But then, of course, you always have a negative side. So now there is no secrets. There is no, and everybody's actually looking for that moment to try to get you caught up in something, especially if you get a little money and a little fame.
TMZ paying, baby.
So, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna front. That's why I remember one day I said something to somebody and I was like, I wish we had at least one of these great apps when we were coming up, when we were doing this. I mean, I'm talking about like Harlem World all the way up,
right?
Because then the history would have been we didn't have to express it or talk about it in detail and go, trust my judgment, this was the greatest rapper.
Right.
You wouldn't be looking at the greatest 50 rappers and it'd be Biggie. Great rapper, but if we talk about hip hop, you gotta go back further than that and do your homework. But we don't have
that
the
video.
people here to talk about that. You know what I mean? Because it was a point where we had Wendy Williams, we had people. They were the apps.
That's right. Yeah.
They were the apps.
Yeah.
And because it was a bunch of them.
It was Ed Lover, Wendy Williams, Miss Jones,
everybody,
Angie Martinez, Funk Master Flex, Mr. C.
But you gotta
all
look
of them,
at when that came. That came in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about from 95 back.
Right. He's
so 98.7.
Commission Ray is doing holes in the walls. There's no. We've done clubs where there wasn't no DJ set.
That's right.
We created the DJ set in the area where it was. You know what I mean? So it just, we've been through it and we didn't have that. But now I think about it and I'm glad we didn't. You know what I mean? I'm glad we didn't because it was so much.
We can appreciate what we grew up on and how y'all came up into the game.
And it kept us creative.
Yeah.
That's right.
It kept us creative.
Because there's a lot of biters out here.
And I don't think that we would have a big Ray or Commish or even a Kid Capri or SNS, all of us come up if we had critics the way they have it now.
That's a fact.
Now, we could be strong, but how would we have known? You know what I mean? With people just badgering us and always at that party was whack. Right. It was whack because a girl that you don't like was there and she was with the guy that you like. But I got 400 people rocking, but you the 403rd person that wasn't rocking.
Right.
You know, so, you know.
Nah, that's true. He's bringing it back to the essence. That's exactly it. So for us, I tell people, I love our era. I would never exchange it for nothing. And I wouldn't. What these kids are doing now, I would never want to grow up in this era. I love the 80s and 90s.
We were partying.
We had fun.
Yes.
Like, Commish, could you imagine cameras going up at us when we had to create the DJ booth in Justin's with the big floor plant next to us?
Oh, yeah.
Wait. But on the side of the piano that they didn't want to move.
Right.
And leave that piano there. And we had to DJ in that corner. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But I'm just glad to be, personally, first of all, I'm glad to be working with somebody like Commish, a veteran that, you know, I could trust his judgment as far as he throw it across the table. Because you could look at somebody interview and go, how you gonna ask me that? He ain't do this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? Right. I watch a lot of the podcasts, and I think that when BX called us and put the two veterans on the side of us, when we go to interview you, we don't critique you, we understand.
Yeah.
No matter what field or what are you doing, because you came from the struggle. You know what I mean? Right. And that's what makes creation, no matter what job, like you said. Right. You know, so me personally, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, and we've come up together. We've come up apart. We've come from the same school, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, me personally, I sit back and watch everybody still rocking. I'm like, wow, I made a good choice because I'm still rocking, and I count on you guys to still breathe. Even the younger DJs, I'm around them a lot. Like, yo, y'all guys are moving. Right. Okay, I got you. Let me show you something though. Come over here.
Exactly. And it's funny, yo, it's so crazy that he ended with that, because that's the thing. It's like, I'll go on the IG and I'll just make a simple and it just becomes a whole conversation. And I'm like, that's not, we come from the, like you said, come here, let me show you. So, you know, because this is good, but
I'm going to show you how to cook, really. I'm going to show you how to cook.
And then they their followers or whatever, yo, you don't know, you old head. I'm like, yo, like, what are we talking about? We're talking about DJing, right? That's what we're talking about. So it's like, you're doing great. You're knocking out the box, but if you want to do, you know, and they just don't get, like, everything is a thing. It's like, no, there's nothing wrong with me going to see Knuckles. And okay, I didn't even think about that, you know. And now I could add that to the repertoire.
Yeah, and you put your own spin on it,
of course, but not copying everybody else that you see doing the same.
We're not in the biting world no more. Remember that commission?
We not biting
my mix.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you go on YouTube now and you see these, and again, this is the part they don't get. It's not taken away from what y'all are doing.
Right.
But if you go into a room and you got a pre-mix and a bunch of people drinking and
that's not DJing.
You get the people that, it's always one where it goes, Like,
right.
this fantastic mix that you pre-mixed this. You are not even doing nothing.
This is not yours.
You just acting like you going through whatever. And it's like, it's mind blowing because we're DJs.
Right.
And I know when you're live, I know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to everybody else, they're like, yo, this dude. And then there's some people, they're not even like, the camera is like, okay, so you see where my camera is at?
Mm.
So the DJ equipment is down, you can't even see it. And they're like this, like,
yeah.
And I'm like,
right.
You're not doing anything.
You don't even show us that you're actually
You memorize that lineup. You might as well play a DAT.
Man, we're going to come right back. More with Big Ray, DJ Commish, DJ Knuckles. I'm your girl, BX. This is Outside the Booth. Y'all stay tuned.
Somebody told me Big Ray.
We here, baby.
1019. The new party 1019. The new party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks. The new party 1019. The new party 1019. The new party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
Yes. We don't stay away too long. What's going on? Y'all know what it is. The mighty BX, the sexy BX. It's Mr. 212, and of course, the veteran with the beautiful handwork, DJ Commish. But we here with DJ Big Ray.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
Mr. Harlem.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm focused, man.
I know,
Hey, man,
that's
we
right.
ain't talked about a bunch of stuff, but in this part of the show, I got a hypothetical.
Uh-oh.
You ready? Yeah. You want to sip? I told you, man, we dig because the people need to understand, outside of the 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. You know what I mean? My hypothetical question is this. You mentioned that your family was already in this business. And the business that you mentioned probably opened the door for everybody out there because Jam On It, we had to get that record. And, back then to get those records, you got to know how to mix them, you got to know when to play them. Same thing now, but it was more imperative then. Right. So my question is, if you say he told you he put you on the stool to get on his turntables because he had the official chains like it was in the stores, right, Commish? And he coming in, you playing on it, and you broke one of his needles, and he go, hey, oh nah, up out. And you never did it again. You was damaged from there, right? You never did it again. What would Ray be doing right now if you didn't DJ?
That's a great question because to tell you the truth, I don't know what I would be doing.
Mm.
Did you go to college?
Yes, I did.
So what did you study in school?
I wanted to be an engineer.
Oh, okay.
I loved building things as a kid. My room was all soldiers, and trucks and Tonka trucks and everything all over. Like, you come in my room, don't step here. Like my whole, you know what I'm saying? Like I was into building. So I wanted to be an engineer, went to college, went to Virginia State. Didn't finish because we was partying, baby. 88, 89.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, we was partying.
Okay.
Us and Doug and Run DMC was coming out there.
We was partying, baby. So, the partying and DJing was always in me. And that's a very good question because I don't, I've had a bunch of jobs, but that's what they were. They were just jobs just for tax purposes or just to pass the time during the week because that was the thing to do. But other than that, it wasn't, a job was never in me. I've always been a hustler, always been a person, always had an entrepreneurial spirit. Ever since I was young, me and my friends, the game. Moms ain't have $200 for sneakers what these kids got now.
Yeah, that's a
so
fact.
to get a pair of Adidas, Ray had to go rake some leaves, do lawns,
shoveling snow.
And we was hustling the whole summer to get our clothes fly for September when school came back around. So I know how to grind. I know how to hustle. I've always had that hustling spirit to make because our parents didn't have money like that.
Right. That's
it's 5 of it. You know what I'm saying? It's 4. So it's like when you got kids, okay, yeah, you have this amount, but no, I want this. Well, we can't afford that. Okay, well, I got to go out and get it then.
Right.
So groceries, packing bags, delivering, do any little odd job, stack my little money. Okay, now I can get my Adidas, get my Latigre, get my Lees, and be fine. You know what I'm saying? Because that was it. Right. Other than that, I wasn't wearing no ponies. Because that's what we had.
Nobody wanted to be caught wearing ponies.
Or Sears Roebucks. Or the JCPenney catalog. You remember the big giant catalog that came to your house back in the day?
With the
See,
clothes.
These kids don't know about that.
You have to order. You have to circle the number that you wanted so your mom
I remember
that. Quick, Commissioner, before you go in, I got a question. When did Jocks become so expensive? When they changed the name? I remember Jocks. We used to snap on people that come to school with Jocks on. Now that same signature is on sneakers and they cost.
And they cost.
That's crazy.
You mean right now?
Yeah, they bring it back.
I forgot what they called them.
Yeah,
they not Jocks. They call something else. The same
shoe
symbol.
The retro. They always everything that's retro from our era
It has a new name. Yeah. Everything came back. Everything came back.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. How did you navigate when you said you are always a hustler? What did you do to get through COVID, through that period when the world was shut down?
So funny thing about COVID is, as a DJ, I made the most money that I've ever made in my life.
Stop it.
I made more money during COVID than I've ever made in my life. I was doing, so me and my wife, we had started a thing on Zoom that was called Funky Fridays. And we just threw it out there, just, as far as friends and everybody coming, and it just became a thing where everybody would just come on Fridays. We started at 7 p.m. It was from 7 to 11. And sometimes we would go to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because everybody just be on there. They have their cameras on, like the way you see now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's on there dancing, working out, exercise. They get their drink, get their food, get everything on. And people just really appreciated that they had something to do on a Friday night because they were stuck inside.
Yeah.
So, of course, donations, you know what I'm saying? People would just be cash apping, selling, whatever.
Stop it.
And then that just morphed into a bunch of people that were, so let's talk about the corporate side. So you had the corporate side, again, like we said, through relations. I know a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
So corporate world, I was still working. They had, what kind of parties? Like, I guess to pick them up.
Yeah.
Because they'd be at work all week.
Yeah, the cocktail hours and things like that. The happy hour at work.
Exactly. So Starbucks, I mean, a bunch of companies that I knew the GMs there, they came to Friday and they was like, yo, I like the energy. I like the way, the way you are getting everybody up. We need that at the job. So they would hire me, and I did it one time for one company. And then, of course, through word of mouth, people here, and they're like, we need that at our company, and blah, blah, blah. And then I just started doing
corporate Zooms.
I would be up.
Smart. We
would be up till 4 because West Coast time, they're 3 hours behind. So I would be up to 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning DJing for the West Coast events of what they got going on. So their Friday night pickup party, ours ended at about 10, 11.
And then you had to start right back for them
at midnight for them because theirs is 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock their time to start all over. Another 3 hour, 4 hours for them. And a lot of times they paid me. They paid me to do it on top of the donations. The people paid me to do the party for me.
What were your neighbors thinking with all this jamming going on?
They probably was in the damn chat room.
Listen, let me tell you something. The neighbors would be right. The neighbors, people used to come out and used to clap and do all that. Yeah. They used to be coming outside like, yo, turn that up. Put the thing by the window. They be drinking. So it was just like, because like you said, people were stuck inside.
Yeah.
To do. But now Fridays and Saturdays, and now again, people were still getting married.
Mm-hmm.
People still having anniversaries, but now
still making babies, still having baby showers.
So now I'm home. What money are we spending on? What are we doing? Right. I literally wake up the way you see me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything up top, boxes below, slippers.
Right.
But I just wake up, turn my computer on, and I'm DJing from the house, and I'm getting paid top dollar to DJ on Zoom.
See, I'm going on YouTube and I'm gonna check. I'm gonna type in Zoom fail and see if you stood up.
God.
Zoom fails during COVID. See if you stood up by accident.
No, Jesus. It doesn't mean
you will definitely not see that. I promise you. But that's real though. Like I said, made the most money during that 2 years. I'm hand to God. I can't lie at all. That was the best time.
I gotta commend you on that because some of us, like for me, for example, I was like on, trying to find platforms like Twitch and Instagram or whatever, but you went directly to consumer, right? Directly to your fan base.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. People were looking for an outlet. People were looking for things to do. And again, not just from the DJ side, but from the promoter side, when a lot of people, it still translates into dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, we started off not even asking or wanting it.
They just wanted to donate.
No,
appreciation.
Right. We were just doing it just to give people, and people were like, they actually used to come in the chat and be like, how can we donate? How can we? And my wife was like, we wasn't even thinking about it. But people was coming on and they would call and be like, listen, you got to set up a thing to, people want.
Donate. Yeah, we want to give.
Right. And we didn't even think about it. But then when we did it, and then people would just be pouring, because everybody was getting money, but they wasn't spending money on nothing.
That's crazy. That's true though. Everybody was just sitting home, either shopping online. I was the online man.
But the people, again, they waited patient, like paying to get into a club, 20, 30, 40, like, listen, guys, keep it up. We can't wait till
we saved this world, man.
Yeah. By extension, what's his name?
World.
The dude, not D Nice, the other dude, the young
Cassidy.
Cassidy, like, put again at home.
Yep.
Just okay. Let me get you 30 seconds. Let me get you 30. And then I'll just combine and put it. And he made a ton of the same thing.
He is $150,000 to book for 2 hours.
And he comes from the Zoom technology because he was a regular DJ before that.
Yeah.
Gosh, you've been DJing with the industry for a long time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But so Zoom to your question of what you said, again, there's people who hustle and know, and then there's everybody else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you got to learn how to adapt.
Yeah.
Whatever the situation
is.
That's
a true fact. That's a true fact. So what's next for Big Ray? What's on your 5-year plan list, if you have one, or what's on your bucket list?
Yeah, I can't even lie. I don't even have one. I don't even.
You just live day to day and just keep doing what you do.
I love what I do. Knuckles, Commish, we love what we do. Our crowd, the people that have grown up with us, they still use us. They employ us all the time because, like you said, they still have anniversaries. They still have kids. I got a bunch of graduation parties. I got all this. So that never stops.
And I do want to say for the people that's listening, because most of the time they hear somebody say they live day by day, especially with, the mixing so much into the DJ and music world, the drug dealers and all, when the magazines came out, all that era, they played, theme songs from hip hop records that we broke and we played. They attached that to negative stuff because there was so much negative going on. Like my mother loved the OJ's record. For the love of money. You don't hear that record until they showing something really bad about New York or some kind of ghetto. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that we love what we do. And sometimes we live day to day, and then sometimes we set a future, depending on how it is. So for people that's listening, when he said day to day, that doesn't mean you have to do that. It's just that we're in a career. And sometimes spontaneity is the best thing. Sometimes spontaneity, it becomes a bad point, and we become, let me make sure I get this party so I can take care of this. You know what I mean? And sometimes we get that one party to go, oh no, I'm good. I can take care of this until December. You know what I mean? Right. So, we DJs go through the same thing that 9-to-5s go through, same thing that other people go through. We got the struggle, but you have to be a hustler, like you said. And I'm glad that you used that. But I definitely want to clear that up because some listeners be like, day to day.
They don't want to do day to day. They don't want to do day to day. But before, when we were off air and we were just, catching up, you said something that stood out for me. You said that a young lady or a young gentleman, we didn't discuss who said it, but they said, you're just a DJ. Like it's not a full-time job. So how about sharing how you feel when you hear people say, oh, that's it, you only got a DJ, that's all you got to do? They don't understand.
Well, for working class people, it never makes sense to them because see, your program, their mind is programmed to work 9 to 5. So you get benefits, you get a check. See, for us, our mind is complete, like to Knuckles' point. So this month, the summer months, obviously that's like the most money that we make, obviously because of professional what we're doing. So what people would make working a regular 9 to 5, I laugh at that. So that's why, like you said, the conversation, when somebody says you're just a DJ, I'll be like, I just smile.
Yo, that's a meme. Yo.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's funny to me of you work 40 hours a week for that.
Right.
Busing, let's not even count. You got to get on the train. You got to
pay to commute.
You got to deal with people. All that. I don't have to do none of that. I might work one day a week. To Knuckles' point, I work one day a week and make what you make the whole month. And you're saying that I'm just a DJ? Okay.
Yeah, they don't know the preparation that it takes for you guys to do your job.
And again, it's a job that we love to do. See, you're working a job that you hate, or you can't stand the people there, or you can't. There's so many, negatives with going into your job that you feel so.
You hate the cubicle,
right? There's nothing about the job that you like other than you're just programmed to get a check. That you're working at. You got insurance. I got medical. I got dental. But 401k, okay, that's great. I'm a DJ.
That's right.
I'm good. I mean, obviously, we're doing something right because we're still here doing it, right? I mean, obviously, if it wasn't paying good, I know one thing. I don't have to worry about no bills. My kids is good. I vacation when I want to. I work when I want to. I mean, I don't know nobody that works a 9 to 5 that could tell me that.
Right.
They gotta
wait for their vacation week.
I only get 8 days a year. That sounds crazy to me. You get 8 days, and I get 4 sick days. What?
Now you coughing on the 5th before the 4th.
Again, and I don't want it because again, I don't like to dig at nobody.
Right.
Try to be humble. Like that's great for you, but to that question,
yeah, you're just a DJ.
When people say
that's insulting.
No, it's not.
To me, if I hear somebody say that, I'd be like, "What you say? Like he's just a DJ." I would take offense for you then.
I respect, but again, it's again what because it's a mindset,
right?
You know, for people, society has programmed you to do that. That's why you have a bunch of people that work,
right?
And then you have us, that's entrepreneurs, that's hustlers, that people that. And I'm talking about legal. I'm not talking about illegal. I'm talking about legally getting money. We know how to get to the money, but I'm not doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm not built like that.
Yeah, you're not doing it.
We're a necessity. We're a necessity. I find myself when I'm not working, I go see y'all.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling. Where they at? Commish told me about his Fridays. I try to get there at least twice a month.
Right.
Twice a month. I'm right in front of Commish. I'm drinking. I'm being a fan. You know what I mean? Right. But I think that comes from something else you said, the maturity part. You know, we grow up in this business, and I think that everything you just said and before the break, it all comes out of maturity. We've had some DJs up here talk about how they've managed to come out of a certain place, and they stuck to it. They went through the hustle. They went through the storm, because you go through the storm with everything. You know what I mean? And I think that your maturity and started when you were young, because you already knew what you wanted to do. You might not have a business plan or say, "Oh, this is my goal." That's a whole big thing. Besides knowing what you want to do, I want to get into these party games, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? But I applaud you on the promotion and that, because not a lot of DJs don't do that.
Yeah, we're going to take another break before we come back. We're going to close out the show with DJ Big Ray, DJ Commish, and Mr. 212 outside the booth, y'all. We'll be right back.
Let's go.
The new party 1019. The new party 1019. The new party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks. The new party 1019. The new party 1019. The new party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.
In the house.
I wanted you to come back with that, right? Mr. Harlem is definitely in the house. All right. It's outside the booth. It's yours truly, DJ Commish. BX is here. DJ Knuckles is here, and Mr. Harlem is in the house. DJ Big Ray is here.
My new name, Mr. Harlem. Hey, I like it.
Hey. So I wanted to come back real quick because I wanted to give a quick shout out to you, Big Ray. This is coming from Go Hard Mac. You remember Mac?
Mac, what up?
I do.
He says, shout out to Big Ray. He gave me my first promoter break. The BX Rams before Go Hard or Go Home.
Yes.
That's a fact.
You remember that?
Yo, let me tell you something. You know, Commish, we can sit up here and go through so many promoters that started with me, did parties with me. You know, this party game and the club game and all that is so funny, like to get in the clubs and we created our own lane. We created our own club at spots that people never would have thought of or been that, you know, taking restaurants and lounges and these, like Knuckles said, a space that is, to
create it.
Right. And just made it the place to go to. Like this became the spot. Pop Burger. Who would have thought Pop Burger would have become the spot to go to? Like
Saturday night, it was a spot for a while too.
Like it was the spot. Like you took a burger joint, a burger place, but it had what people didn't know. If you went in on the first floor, when I went in, crazy story, real quick. I go into this burger joint and nobody knows about the upstairs, but the guy told me, he said, "Yo, just go upstairs for sense." And I go upstairs, and just like all y'all, when y'all came in and you open that door, you're like. And to me, it was just like bling bling.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, this is like a gold mine. Like, and they were doing absolutely nothing with it. Which a lot of places in New York are like that.
Yeah.
They have these spaces in these rooms where they just do not, and they're beautiful.
Right.
And Pop Lounge is just one of many examples where a lot of like Mac and all these promoters who they couldn't promote or go because these other places, they just funny acting when it comes to getting into the door and trying to do parties. It's all this red tape you got to go through. And all of, I would grab these guys, these guys all had followings and they all had their own brands and their own names. Like, listen, come on, just forget about the movie. Exactly. We're going to go over here and do this and create our own thing. And this is now the spot to go to. And I can just keep going down all these names of places that we took over. And they were just
all we had to see as the party goer, all I needed to see on the flyer back in the days was, let's say, a Big Ray Productions or Go Hard or Go Home. I knew that was Mac or Gator or Floss. It's like when you follow those brands, you knew one of y'all were going to be on the DJ set. So you didn't have to worry about, who's the DJ? Right. I don't care who the DJ is. Right. These promoters only get the best.
Right.
So I gotta give a shout out to Big Ray because there was a lot of joints that I did for him. So there were, for me to even be around in this point in my career, a lot of that had to do with Big Ray Productions and a lot of his events.
Shout out to you, Ray.
Shout out to
you, Ray.
Oh, shout out to Kamish because Kamish, the same thing could be said for Kamish. Kamish, Justin's, when he couldn't make it, he called me. He called me to come in. He'd be like, "Yo, Big Ray, I can't make it, but yo, come bring your records down. I spend from this time." And he, you know what I'm saying? So one hand wash the other and both hands wash the face.
That's what my grandmother used to always say.
That's the way it works.
I know that's right. But before we go, in pure outside the booth fashion, what advice would you give to your young and upcoming Big Ray?
Practice. Like I tell everybody, I don't care what it is you're doing. Forget about DJing, forget about promoting. Whatever it is that you're into, you have to practice. You cannot skip the line. There is no fast forward to whatever it is that you're trying to do. Anything in life, you have to work hard and you have to practice. Now we equate that now to what we do in DJing. Again, everything that we have digitally, it's great, it's fantastic, but you have to practice. That's where a lot of DJs, you can't get into this formality of playing the same thing in the same set or be creative. That's what you have it there for.
Yeah.
That's what the digital space is there for.
Yeah.
So you can create, in your downtime, you should be creating new sets and new, like, okay, I got this party for this young, I'm gonna kill him with this because I know she like this young man. I know his family 50 years, they love this. Like you should be creating there is too much. I can't stress how much music you can. We didn't have that on the vinyl days. I couldn't bring all of these crates. I had to bring
certain amount of
my R&B, there's a little reggae, but now at the touch of you have everything.
Yeah.
So there shouldn't be no one that sounds like nobody else. It's impossible, Let
me tell you, one of the coaches that my sons used to practice under, when you say practice, Coach Ted Gustis, legendary. He's still 60-something years old, still playing basketball in the senior league, still giving people 30, 40 buckets, points. He always tells the kids when he close out, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes progression.
That's right. There you go.
And that's perfect that you said that. You have to practice because he always stresses the progression, and practice makes progression. You will always progress in basketball or progress in DJ or acting or singing or whatever it is that you're doing. The practice makes the progression. So I appreciate you giving that for yourself.
And I want to tell y'all, for y'all, because I've known each of y'all individually and collectively, salute to y'all because y'all are doing your thing.
Thank you.
A lot of people, they can come up here and talk whatever, but y'all are definitely doing y'all thing. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Don't stop.
Thank you.
Don't let no outside noise. Y'all got a good thing. Keep it up. I'm proud of y'all.
Thank you. And we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary next month.
Wow. Congratulations.
Coming up on our 1-year anniversary. So everybody stay tuned for that 1-year anniversary celebration.
Jam.
Yes. But we have to announce our brother has his first single out right now on all streaming platforms. DJ Kamish has released his song. You guys have to go and it's Kissing in the Morning.
Kisses in the Morning. It's a co-production, myself and my good brother Freak Feynman, and we have a bunch of artists on it. We have a artist by the name of Janae, Randy the Artist, MC Zulu, Fatboy Izzo, and Forever Divine. They are all collabed on this one track together. And
Awesome.
it is a great track. It is available now on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Music, even here on YouTube.
Yes.
For everybody who's watching on YouTube, you can definitely go to YouTube Music. Just look up either DJ Commish or look up Freak Fireman, and look up Kisses in the Morning, and you will find it there. And it's an exciting time. This is my first record ever.
Congratulations, Commish. I'm so proud of you. So happy for you, brother.
Hey, yo, Commish, send me that song, brother. Send me that song.
Hey, it's on all streaming platforms. Download it.
No, I need him to send me that song.
No. That's what I've been doing today. In the last couple of days, I've been trying to send it to DJs. I don't have your email address, Big Ray.
Don't worry, you'll have it in 2 seconds.
We'll get that together. Yeah, I can get that to you today for sure.
Yes. So, Commish, I hope you're going to debut that in person at Boulevard on Friday. Make sure everybody that's there is rocking out to Kisses in the Morning Friday. Yeah. This Friday in Harlem, everybody pull up.
What time is he there?
Boulevard. He's there for after work. 4 to 8. 4 to 8 p.m.
That's right.
I don't know my brother's time, man.
It's not for us. It's for them nice people in the chat. So they don't walk in there at 8 o'clock and they see somebody with a guitar.
I'm hoping that I'm not the only one in Harlem that's going to be playing that this weekend. So Big Ray, where are you this weekend?
Okay, so where am I this weekend? Okay,
you double booked every day. You told me this weekend.
Yeah, that's a crazy question. So tomorrow I'm DJing a wedding out in Brooklyn. Friday, a Columbia University party in Harlem.
Nice.
And I'm at Mingles in the Bronx.
Lord have mercy.
Nice.
Friday.
That's late night?
Say again?
The Mingles joint is late night?
Yeah, both of them is late night.
Okay.
So that's why I have other DJs going to be there for that.
Mingle's going to love that. That's Sister Arrow. Big shout out to Mingles. They've been holding it down. And that system get bigger and bigger.
That's crazy. A long time. It look nice in there now, too.
I ain't up front. It's nice. It's nice. Yeah. It's like a Miami type feel up in there.
Yeah, that's what you wanted.
Yeah, that's what nice. And then Saturday, every Saturday, I'm at Corner Social. I do the brunch party there from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. And I have an all-white party Saturday evening as well. So
he's double booked.
I'm coming to see him at Corner Social. I love Corner Social, but we always working. We've been in there with
our man. A couple times. Yeah. I've been up in there.
Yeah, she cover all the time.
I know about Corner Social.
Yeah, she got
wait. So you've been at Corner Social for how long now on a Saturday?
Since COVID ended, 22. Since 22,
nice.
I've been a resident DJ.
So it's crazy. So COVID. So not COVID. So Corner Social's lineup on Saturday is you do the brunch, followed by our brother Prince Aziz.
Yes,
our brother.
Yeah,
he comes in right after.
We are fired up in there, right in that corner. Oh,
that night was crazy.
We coming to the brunch Saturday. I'm coming to see you. I told you I do pop-ups, man. I'm coming to see you.
Okay.
Because I can walk down the block. We Harlem, baby. Walk down the block. And we're going to have different stuff in our red cup.
Okay, finally.
You know what I mean?
This is water.
Matter of fact, we're going to make a drink called Kissing in the Morning.
We'll make it Kisses in the Morning.
I like
Shout out to Kisses in the Morning, Commish.
With Mr. O.
Yes, sir.
Listen, that's all for us today. Y'all stay tuned. Check out DJ Commish's Kisses in the Morning on all streaming platforms, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, everywhere you get your music.
That's right.
Yeah.
Follow it. Follow DJ Big Ray at Big Ray Productions 2018. Okay. We got the parties going on. He's double booked, so you can't say you missed a party because if he ain't at one spot, he gonna be at the next one. You know what I'm saying? I'm your girl BX. DJ Commish is remote today. Thank you for showing up. And Mr. 212, the
all
one
day.
and only
all day.
DJ Knuckles.
What?
But wait. Show the shirt, bro.
Oh yeah, I had to bring my brother out.
Yes, he got DJ Commish, Fat Man Scoop, and DJ Cool.
Yeah,
on
man,
there.
It's the brothers, man. Rest in peace to him, man.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to every DJ, I walk in the club and for some reason they see me, they start playing all Scoop joints. I love it. Keep him going, keep him living, keep him
his
strong,
legacy alive.
Because we did these records to be safe so it can be played everywhere, and that's where we went everywhere because of y'all. So thank you to Big Ray, Commish, every DJ that love us. I love y'all. I love y'all. Outside the booth, And if he wasn't going, he'd be here.
I know that's right.
He'd be handing his mics up. Okay, wait. Bunch of scope on the table.
Right.
Much love, y'all.
Yeah, much love to y'all. Y'all stay tuned. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes. Come on.
Right. We love y'all outside the booth. Y'all stay tuned. We see y'all next week.
Big Ray.
Y'all.
Big Ray.
The New Party 1019. The New Party 1019. The New Party 1019. New York's #1 for throwbacks.